What's up everyone, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech and this is a comparison between the Mi A1 and the Moto X4. Mi A1 is sold online exclusively on flipkart.com and mi.com at 15,000 rupees in two colors, black and gold, in one variant with 4GB of RAM and 64GB of internal storage. Moto X4 is also sold exclusively online on Flipkart in two variants, with 3GB RAM at 21,000 rupees and with 4GB of RAM at 23,000 rupees with 32GB and 64GB of internal storage. It's available in two colors, black and blue. Now let's look at the similarities, then the differences and where each phone excels. Both the phones come with all the basic sensors like proximity, ambient, gyroscope, compass. Both have dual SIM support with dual 4G, VoLTE, and you can use Geo on both the phones. Both the phones have hybrid SIM slot, so you have option for expandable storage, but that also means you can't use two SIMs and SD card all at once. Both the phones are running pure stock Android, except for few features. Entire look and feel of UI is same on both the phones. Both the phones have a completely different build, look and feel. A1 has the regular industrial design with a complete unibody metal design, with its back resembling OnePlus 5 and the iPhone 7 Plus. Moto also has a very familiar design on its back with a circular camera module, but with a curved 3D glass on the back. And the way it reflects the light is really cool. Now that was just the looks. Now coming to its effect on actual usage, Moto is more comfortable to hold, but its back is slippery and a fingerprint magnet. Mi A1 is also slippery. It comes with anti-fingerprint coating, but still attracts some smudges. Both the phones have a camera bump, but on Moto, it's taller and larger. Both the phones are very well built, but with Moto, you can't drop it on its face or its back. With A1, it's safe even if it falls on its back. A1 has a thickness of 7.3 mm and weighs 165 grams, and X4 has a thickness of 7.99 mm and weighs 163 grams. Comparatively, Moto feels heavier for its size. Now the winner of this round will be based on your preference, but this is my experience. The first time I saw Mi A1, I was like, wow, good design. And with Moto X4, I was like, wow, it looks and feels awesome. It looks new and refreshing. It is definitely the most premium looking phone I have seen in its price range. Now coming to the hardware, Mi A1 has an additional IR blaster on the top to control TV, AC or anything with a remote, and Moto has NFC and FM radio that are missing on A1. Mi A1 has a LED notification light and Moto doesn't. Both the phones have their own way of showing notifications. A1 calls it ambient display, Moto calls it Moto display, and this is how it looks. Both the phones lit up when they get a notification. A1 comes with a regular Bluetooth with version 4.2, even Moto comes with the same, but after Oreo update, Moto will get Bluetooth 5.0 and that improves the Bluetooth range, transfer speeds, and you can connect two Bluetooth audio devices at once. Fingerprint scanners are kinda slow on both the phones when we compare to other phones in its price range, but between these two phones, Moto is slightly faster. On A1, we only have one gesture for fingerprint scanner. We can swipe down and up to pull down the notification bar and send it back up. On Moto, we can use the fingerprint scanner for navigation. You can swipe left to go back, swipe right for recent apps, touch to go home, touch and hold to lock the phone, touch and hold longer for Google Assistant. Now the most highlighting feature of Moto X4 is the IP68 water and dust resistance, and that's something Mi A1 and every other phone under 20,000 rupees definitely lack. Now this is also the major advantage of buying the Moto X4. Both the phones have a LTPS display with the same Full HD resolution with a 2.5D curved Corning Gorilla Glass, but in different sizes. Mi A1 has a 5.5-inch display and X4 has a 5.2-inch display. Both the phones have almost the same width, with Mi A1 being more wider. Because of the smaller display, X4 has more PPI and looks slightly sharper, but for regular usage, you won't notice the difference. Both look sharp enough. Both the phones have larger forehead and chin at top and bottom of the display, but comparatively, X4 has thinner bezels on the sides. On Mi A1, we have capacitive buttons, and on Moto, we have on-screen buttons. So if you go with the same setup, Moto is losing some screen real estate and feels slightly smaller. Now coming to the picture quality, Moto has two different color modes, standard and vibrant. In both the modes, colors are more saturated than A1. While watching videos, Moto has a more cooler color tone with saturated colors. Picture quality is always subjective, and I personally prefer saturated colors. So I'll pick Moto as the winner in this round. Sunlight legibility is good on both the phones, but auto brightness works better and faster on Moto. It's just more sensitive. Auto brightness on A1 is slightly slower. On the rear, both the phones come with a dual camera setup. On Moto, we have a 12 megapixel camera with dual autofocus pixels, with f2.0 aperture and 1.4 micron pixel size. Next, we have an 8 megapixel camera with an ultra wide angle lens. It has 120-degree field of view with f2.2 aperture. Mi A1 has a 12 megapixel primary camera with f2.2 aperture and a 12 megapixel secondary camera with telephoto lens and f2.6 aperture. On the front, Moto has a 16 megapixel camera with f2.0 aperture and a dedicated flash, while A1 has a 5 megapixel camera with f2.0 aperture. Now coming to the camera performance and features, both the phones offer some unique things. For starters, both offer portrait mode. Mi A1 does a better job here. On Moto, it's mostly a mess. Edges are never sharp. A1 offers 2x optical zoom with its secondary lens, and here are the samples. It might seem useless at first, but it's quite useful. Next, Moto has a wide angle lens for its secondary camera, and it's super wide. Moto has auto HDR and A1 doesn't. So these are some sample shots in well-lit conditions. Except for portrait mode, Moto has better cameras than A1. Now for selfies, Moto is undoubtedly better. It even has a wide angle lens. In low light, Moto does a slightly better job, and for low light selfies, Moto once again does a better job and has the added advantage of a selfie flash. For video recording, once again Moto is better. It offers electronic image stabilization and its footage is very stable and usable than A1. The same thing applies even for the front camera. Now it doesn't mean everything is great on Moto, especially the cameras. Capturing speeds are slow, it has focusing issues, takes a lot of time to switch between the primary camera and the secondary wide angle camera, and the entire camera UI lags a little. Comparatively, cameras on Mi A1 are more stable. If portrait mode is a priority, A1 is the winner. If selfies, video recording, and the regular pictures are important, then Moto will be the winner of this round. Moto sports the Snapdragon 630 processor with Adreno 506 GPU, and Mi A1 sports the Snapdragon 625 processor with Adreno 506 GPU. These are the benchmark scores. Both the phones come with 8 Cortex A53 cores built using the same 14nm architecture, so in terms of power efficiency and heat dissipation, both are equally good. Moto has a raw performance, but in actual usage, as of now, Mi A1 is better. There is no lag on Moto, everything runs smoothly, but it doesn't feel fast or as responsive as Mi A1 while opening apps or switching between them. Even the memory management sucks big time on Moto, and I don't think Moto will fix it looking at Moto G5 Plus and the G5S Plus. On A1, memory management is good. So if you're a heavy user who wants a very snappy user experience, Mi A1 is the winner. The difference might be a few milliseconds, but that will change the entire user experience. Now for regular stuff like gaming, both are equally good, with Moto doing slightly better because of the newer and powerful GPU. Both the phones are running pure stock Android based on Android 7.1, but Mi A1 gets it from Google and it's the purest form of stock Android. And by that, I mean there's no additional features, no options to customize the phone. All you get is a gesture to pull down the notification bar. Now Moto comes with a lot of cool features. First we have Moto Display, which is really cool. Next we have Moto Actions, which are super addictive. We can do a chopping gesture for torch, we can flip the phone twice for camera, and there are many more. We also have a night mode, one-handed mode, Moto Key, and a new feature called Wireless Sound System that allows you to play music from as many as 4 Bluetooth devices at once. So in terms of software features, Moto is the winner. Now coming to the updates, Mi A1 is part of the Android One program and will get updates directly from Google. It will get monthly security updates and software updates for the next 2 years. It will get Android 8.0 Oreo update by end of 2018 and Android P in the next year. Moto X4 will also get updates, but not as fast as A1. So for faster updates, Mi A1 is the winner. A1 has a mono speaker at the bottom under the right grille, and Moto has a front-facing speaker at the earpiece. In terms of loudness, A1 is louder, but while watching videos, because of the difference in speaker placement, both sound equally loud, with A1 having better details. There is no dedicated DAC or any audio enhancement like Dolby Atmos on both the phones, so audio experience on headset is average. Mi A1 comes with a dedicated amplifier. so it sounds louder than Moto. Both the phones come with a similar 3000 mAh battery, a USB Type-C port for charging, and gives you around 5+ hours of screen on time. A1 comes with a normal 10 watts power adapter and gets completely charged in 2 hours. Moto X4 comes with a turbocharger with a maximum output of 15 watts and gets completely charged in less than 90 minutes. So in the battery department, Moto has an advantage. There is a huge gap between both the phones in terms of price, and both offer completely different things. Mi A1 is all about more performance, software updates, and the portrait mode. You will really get the best standard experience, that's for sure. Now with Moto X4, it is not as snappy as A1, and its portrait mode sucks, but the regular cameras are good. You get great selfies, a wide angle camera, Bluetooth 5.0, software features like Moto Actions, Moto Display, and most importantly, IP68 water and dust resistance. Now that's something A1 can't do. So if you want my suggestion, go with the Moto X4 if you have the budget. Portrait mode might improve over time, and IP68 is an awesome feature to have. You just don't have to worry about your phone getting wet. If you don't have the budget, get the A1. If you don't care about portrait mode and want Moto's features along with a better selfie camera, Moto G5 Plus is still an excellent choice. Don't go for the G5S Plus. Just like X4, cameras are very slow and portrait mode doesn't work properly. So guys, out of these two phones, which one will you pick and why? Do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you are planning to buy either of these devices, use the link in the description, it helps the channel. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel to see more cool videos on tech. I am Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.